Texas football continues their season-long struggles in Fort Worth.
Volleyball sweeps the floor yet again.
And will Texas be able to turn things around this Saturday in the Cotton Bowl? All this and much more coming up next on College Press Box. Good evening, sweet world. Welcome into tonight's episode of College Press Box. I'm your host, Mark Skol Jr., alongside the lovely Amanda Atwell. Amanda, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Still recovering from the loss this weekend, but ACL made it a little better, so.
That's always a good thing. Now, there are a lot of things that took place in the sports world this weekend. The MLB playoff picture is officially set. NFL is in full swing. Is there anything that stood out to you in particular?
Well, the Rangers clinched the AL West, which was awesome to me. I'm pretty stoked about that. Cowboys kind of upset me, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. What about you, Mark?
Well, I'm excited about the Chicago Cubs. They're in the playoffs for the first time since 2008. Hopefully, they'll win the World Series this year and end that GOAT curse.
Optimistic.
All right.
All right, Texas football struggled to compete against number 4 ranked TCU this weekend. Let's check out those highlights from Fort Worth. Here we are, Trayvon Boykin starting it off strong with this pass to Turpin for 13 yards and a touchdown. TCU is leading 16-0 at this point. Boykin passes to Turpin again, and right here, not a problem, up the field, 45 yards for a touchdown. It is the Trayvon Boykin and Turpin show today. Boykin to Turpin again, up the field 50 yards for another touchdown. TCU takes a 37-0 lead before halftime. Jade Obercrom, TCU kicker, good, 41 yards. This is the last points they put on the board, 50-0 at this point. Swoops passes here, trying to look to get on the board for Texas. Pass to John Burt is good for 36 yards, sets him up. Pretty good field position for the next play. Swoops is back at it. He drops back, 21-yard pass, makes it to Lorenzo Joe. It is good for a touchdown. He is finally on the board. Texas loses 50-7.
Stick around, more Texas football coming up next. It's College Press Box. Thanks for sticking with us on College Press Box. Right now we are discussing the debacle that is the Texas football team. Over the past few tough Texas losses, a lot of the heat has fallen on the special teams unit. In the past game alone, kicker Nick Rose missed 2 field goals, and in the first quarter, a snap sailed over punter Michael Dixon's head, resulting in a safety. Coach Strong even said that Nick Rose's job is now up for grabs, even after supporting the senior kicker after his missed extra point attempt against Cal. There's a lot of turmoil for Texas in the special teams, so Amanda, how do they fix the number of problems on special teams?
I mean, the missed field goal against Cal was one thing for me. Nick Rose has shown he has a capability to perform in previous seasons. But when you repeatedly make this mistake, Charlie Strong said it himself, field goals are supposed to be automatic. Those are just, they're supposed to come. You don't even look. And he just keeps on messing it up. Why not give somebody else the opportunity? Why not give another kicker the opportunity to make these plays and get these crucial points? These games have fallen down to where Cal and Oklahoma State, Texas would be 3-2 right now if we had capitalized on those plays. So I mean, give it up to somebody else if you have to.
I completely agree with you, Amanda. If you think about it, Nick Rose, he's had all these opportunities to kick, and he's had some easy chip shots against TCU. And in these chip shots, he's just like missing them easily. And the reason that how you fix this is just to take him out. He's losing his mental confidence, and when you don't have mental confidence, there's so much you can do physically. And I think the best thing to do right now is just to take Nick Rose out, give someone else another shot, and that'll make Nick Rose more determined to do better in the future.
His mentality's just off right now. So.
All right. So the Longhorns were shut out. On the verge of being shut out 50-0, but due to a fourth quarter touchdown pass from Tyrone Swoops to wide receiver Lorenzo Joe, Texas was able to get on the board. What went wrong in the loss, and are there any positives to take away from the TCU game?
I think there was a major lack of preparation for this game, something Charlie largely took responsibility for after the fact. Texas had two very close losses, one with the number 24 ranked Oklahoma State team. The main positive that I could see that can be taken away from this game is kind of a wake-up call. You can't walk onto a field with a dominant TCU team and expect to get by. Hopefully this will send a message to the Texas coaching staff and players. Wow, that was embarrassing. Something needs to be fixed here. Texas needs to convert when they have this opportunity on offense, and little defensive mistakes need to end. You can't be making those against a team like TCU. They'll take advantage of it.
TCU definitely took advantage of all of Texas' miscues, but I think the only thing that's positives are that you can take away from this Texas game is that they're a young team. They have plenty of time left to groom out these mistakes and get better. Charlie Strong, everyone's criticizing Charlie Strong, but if you look at what he has on the field, it's a lot of true freshmen playing out there and a lot of guys without experience, and the seniors who are playing, they don't really have that much experience either. So I think the thing that you can take away from this is just they're getting that experience that they need.
Definitely.
All right, so the 1-4 start is not exactly what the Texas football team is expecting to have. The team is 4 points away from being 3-2 if it hadn't been for those special team blunders late in the fourth quarter against Cal and Oklahoma State. But every day is a new day, and the Longhorns can only go up from here. With a tough schedule coming forward, how will the Longhorns fare for the rest of the season, and can they get back on track?
I mean, I'm not so sure. Texas doesn't have the weakest schedule coming up. OU, Baylor, West Virginia at West Virginia. It's going to be pretty difficult. If the lack of coherency from this week continues, Texas will probably end up on the bottom of the Big 12. If Texas can upset OU this weekend, I feel like that'll be a massive boost of confidence for the Horns, something I always think is possible in a rivalry game. Tensions are high, emotions are high, rankings go out the window these games. We've been saying every single week, but I honestly think this game could be the last chance for Texas to even prove themselves. They have what it takes to compete with these teams. A loss to Oklahoma will be detrimental. Good teams will capitalize on little mistakes, and Texas has had a lot of little mistakes.
Texas' mistakes have been aplenty, and they need to fix these mistakes if they want to get better going on with the season, especially like you said, they're playing Oklahoma. They have to play Baylor on the road in Waco, West Virginia on the road. They need to get these mistakes filled before they get these fixed to get better. But I think they can do it. I think they're a young team. Like I said earlier, they just need to get that experience, and I feel like with all these blunders early on in the season, they can improve on from this and get better in the future.
I can only hope.
All right. After the 50-7 loss on Saturday, Texas currently stands at 7-11 with Charlie Strong as head coach. After a dismal 1-4 start to the 2015 season, Texas boosters still believe in Strong, stating he has some breathing room. But Amanda, is it time for Charlie Strong to start packing his bags, or does he indeed have some breathing room?
I don't think Charlie Strong's position is really something we can question at this point of the season. He has only had one true recruiting class, which has proven to be the sole hope of this team right now. It's difficult to turn around a crumbling program in 4 seasons, much less 2 seasons, which is what he's had at this point. And he just needs to continue his recruiting depth and prepare his team to compete against teams like TCU, and his position will be safe, in my opinion.
Yeah, when teams go 1-4 in the first 5 games of the season, there's going to be questions about what's going wrong. The Texas football coach is always going to be the first one to get that turmoil, to get that criticism. But I think that Charlie Strong, from what he's done, he's had to tear the program down and build it back up. And with only one recruiting class, like you said, that's only going to get better and better as his years come on. But so I think Charlie Strong will end up being good. I think he's still fine. I think he has breathing room. I think the Longhorns can trust in Charlie Strong.
Definitely.
Well, we'll give you our predictions for the Cotton Bowl later on, but as for right now, we're taking away. Don't go anywhere. It's College Press Box. Welcome back, and thank you for choosing College Press Box on your Monday night. The Texas volleyball team has begun yet another season on a hot start. Let's go out to the highlights. The Texas volleyball team continues their Big 12 play against Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State puts together a nice volley, but the spike hits the top of the net and goes out of play. Iowa State serves it up to the Longhorns, and Chloe Collins sets up the outside hitter, Amy Neal, for the beautiful spike. Point Texas. In the next go at it for the Horns, Chiako Ubago has a nice little up and over to stymie the Cyclones. Point Texas. Chiako Ubago is a second go at another up and over, but it doesn't fool the Cyclones this time. However, Collins sets up Amy Neal yet again for another kill. The Cyclones wouldn't go away, however, as Collins' hit is blocked in front by Jess Schaefer. Iowa State continues to make noise as Chiara Capizio sends back another volley by the Longhorns. Longhorns would quickly answer, however, as Amy Neal tosses it to Nicole Dalton, who sets up Chloe Collins for another shot that is quickly recovered by Iowa State. Caitlin Nolan sets up Natalie Vondrak for the kill, but it goes wide right. Point Texas. Kat McCoy tries to finish things off for Texas, but this time Natalie Vondrak finishes her kill off in play. Point Iowa State. Next serve, McCoy hits it to Ubago, who sets up Big 12 Rookie of the Week, Yasmin Bidart Ghani, for the spike. That's just vicious. And to finish it up, Collins sets up Ubago for the kill and the victory. Texas sweeps Iowa State 3-0.
Texas soccer held Oklahoma State 0-0 in a double overtime win this weekend. Texas goalkeeper Abby Smith made 6 vital saves, preserving the tie for the Horns and securing the 28th shutout. OSU outshot UT 22-11 in the match, and Alexa Adams led the Horns with 3 shots, 1 being on goal with the shutout. Smith now requires just 2 more blankings to break the school career record.
Sweeping a doubleheader over Howard, the Longhorn softball team opened their 8-game autumn slate with a pair of wins Friday night. In the first game of the evening affair, junior Tiara Davis and sophomores Paige Von Specken and Kristen Clark combined for a 3-hit shutout. Racking up 5 strikeouts in the effort, the trio stifled the Hawks in Game 1, 9-0. Tiara Davis got more work from the circle in Game 2, starting and completing a complete scoreless innings in Texas's 6-2 win. Junior Devin Tunning, who hit a team-best .350 last season, had a sparkling performance. The infielder went 2 for 2 with a double, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored.
Sophomore Jacob Pickle and junior Sandy Rains each finished first place in their races in the Longhorn Invitational this weekend. The women's cross-country team placed all 7 of their runners in the top 15 in the 5K. The men's team was edged out by North Texas by 1 point, despite leading the pack the majority of the race. Texas will be on the road for the rest of the season in action next weekend at the Pre-National Invitational in Louisville on October 17th.
Texas senior Michael Reichman and sophomore John Mee won a pair of matches and advanced to the 4th round of the pre-qualifying singles draw Sunday at the ITA All-American Championships. Reichman opened his day with a 6-2, 6-3 win over TCU's Trey Daniel in the round of 128 before outlasting Duke's Vincent Lynn by a 5-7, 7-6, 6-3 count in the round of 64 Sunday afternoon. Mee made short work of Illinois Pablo Landa and won by a 6-1, 6-2 count in his second round match. He dealt Auburn's Dante Saleh a 7-6, 6-2 defeat Sunday afternoon to move on to the final round of the pre-qualifying draw.
Texas women's golf finished the first round of the Jim West Challenge this Sunday with 7th place and a score of 294 overall. Junior Haley Mills led the Longhorns with a 71, finishing 1 under par. Texas A&M and Kent State tied at first with 3 under par. Texas finished the second round of the Jim West Invitational earlier today.
Number 9 ranked Texas men's golf finished the first round of the Nike Collegiate Invitational in a tie for 10th at 3 under par on Sunday. Junior Bo Hostler led the Longhorns with a 3 under par 68 after making 6 birdies, 1 bogey, and 1 double bogey in the first round. Sophomore Scotty Scheffler finished at 2 under par with a 69 after making 4 birdies and 1 double bogey and sitting in a tie for 17th. Junior Gavin Hall finished at even par for Texas, while sophomore Doug Gim shot 2 over par and junior Kalina Prius 4 over par. That's all the golf talk we have for tonight. When we come back, we'll let you know about all the sports going on in the 40 acres this week. Don't go anywhere. This is College Press Box.
Thanks for sticking with us on College Press Box tonight. This week, Brianna Yotitis set out on the 40 acres to test students' Longhorn football knowledge. Let's see what she heard.
For Man on the Street this week, we're out here on the 40 acres testing Longhorns' knowledge about the Texas football team. Who is the starting quarterback for the Texas football team?
Gerard Hurd.
Tyrone Swoops.
Gosh, I have
Just guess.
Is
if
it
you don't know.
Reed? That's his I think that's his last name. I'm not sure.
Dude, I Breckenhager went to my high school.
It's Gerard the Juice Herd.
What is DKR Stadium named after, and what was his significance?
Okay, Daryl something Royale and Royal. I don't know the significance. Sorry.
Daryl. I don't know. Daryl K. something.
Darrell K. Royal. He was an ex-coach.
DKR. Donkey Kong.
Who is not currently on the Texas Longhorns? John Burt, DJ Johnson, or Colt McCoy?
Colt McCoy, I think.
Colt McCoy is no longer a Longhorn.
What team does he play for?
A very, very terrible NFL team, the Washington Redskins. The Cowboys are better.
DJ Johnson.
I'm gonna go with B. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna go with B. Someone I usually go with on tests when I don't know.
Who does Texas football play tomorrow, and do you think they have a chance?
We are absolutely going to beat the TCU Horned Frogs. They're overrated, and we're going to get the dub, and then we're going to beat OU next week. Let's go.
TCU and yes, hopefully.
I'm gonna say I have no clue who they're playing, and I hope they have a chance. I don't know. I go to school here, so I hope they have a chance.
We played Kansas. Is that right? No, I think we probably played them last week. I don't know. TCU. Do we have a chance? No, we have no chance. I know that. I know we have no chance against TCU. I'm Brianna Otitis, and this is College Press Box.
Amanda, do you think it's ridiculous how some people at the University of Texas don't even know who their starting quarterback is?
I know, it's ridiculous that people go to school for something other than football to me.
Oh, it's crazy. All right, so this week in Longhorn Sports, Monday through Sunday, the men's and women's tennis team will be at the ITA All-American Championship. Thursday, October 8th, softball will take on Temple College at 6:30. Friday, soccer will take on Iowa State at 7 p.m., and you can catch that on the Longhorn Network.
This weekend, Saturday, we got the Red River Rivalry. It's a mouthful. Football versus Oklahoma at 11 a.m. That'll be on ABC. And then on Sunday, we have soccer versus TCU at 4 p.m. That'll be on Longhorn Network.
Now, before we go, Amanda, in case you have been under a rock this past weekend, the Texas Storm has been lighting it up on the Twitter world today. Countless Texas football players got into it with each other on Twitter after safety Dylan Haynes said that freshman players only get ready to play in games and not in practice. So we'll go to the Twitter world right now. Freshman defensive lineman Charles Omenihu responded to Haynes' comment by tweeting LOL at a reporter's tweet about Dylan Haynes and then saying, "People get in front of the cameras and just talk their heads off, remember. Think before you speak." Wide receiver Amonte Foreman took to Twitter saying, "I walk around campus every day, no bodyguard, no security. If you have something to say, please say it to me and stop saying it behind my back." Defensive lineman Bryce Cottrell tweeted at Lil B, the base god, saying, "I don't know what we did wrong, but please forgive the Longhorns for any wrongdoings, almighty base god." Lil B responded to Cottrell saying, "Love you and the Longhorns." Lil B. Not only did the Texas football team tweet, but also the Texas baseball team. Texas pitcher Austin Woods stated on Twitter, "Texas football players, please shut up and handle your business in the locker room. You're embarrassing yourself and our university. #hook'em." Now, Amanda, what is your reaction to all this Twitter controversy today?
I mean, I gotta say I agree with Austin Wood. It's kind of ridiculous, and I mean, it doesn't astonish me that this is freshmen. It's more freshman mistakes and more, like, what you post on social media is there forever. I don't care if you delete it. Everyone screenshots everything, so this is just stupid mistakes. It shows the Longhorn program is not cohesive right now, which is a big problem. You can't lose, or you can't win with a program that is fighting at each other and saying snippy comments behind each other's back. They need to seem as a unified front. Oklahoma's probably sitting laughing about this right now, just seeing, look at these Texas players, they don't even get along.
Oh, I'm sure. And then you see Chris Boyd tweet during the TCU game at halftime saying something about transferring to A&M, which is completely ridiculous as well. Charlie Strong needs to get on top of his teammates or his players and get them in the locker room and set things straight.
I know from my personal experience, I was caught texting on the sideline during a soccer game, and I got chewed out. Why isn't Chris getting chewed out? It's disrespectful, especially something like A&M, really. You're going to retweet about transferring to A&M at halftime at a football game when you're getting stomped. It's disrespectful. It's immature. I'm thankful he came out with an apology, but it's something that should have just never happened in the first place, in my opinion. You shouldn't be on your phone in a football game.
Do you think Chris Boyd will ever tweet during a football game again, or do you think he's going to do it sometime soon?
I don't think he's going to make that mistake again, and if he does, I'm not sure there's much sense you can talk into him at that point.
All right, well, Amanda, it's another big weekend for the Texas Longhorns football team as the team takes on the Oklahoma Sooners, who are currently ranked as the top 10 team in the nation, according to the AP poll. What is your score prediction, and does Texas have a chance against the Oklahoma Sooners?
I mean, I hate to throw them under the bus and say they don't have a chance. They obviously showed their lack of performance against a ranked team this past weekend, but it's a rivalry. Like I said before, you can toss all those scores, rankings out the window. Tensions are so high at these games. It's a different environment. It's Oklahoma. There's just pent-up anger against Oklahoma for Texas. So I think it will be a different type of game. They're not walking into it thinking it's a cupcake game. They think this is, and they have to win this game to turn this around. I don't think this season will turn around without them winning this game.
Do you have a score prediction for the game?
I'm going 24-21 Texas just because I want to be optimistic.
Oh, that is optimistic. I'm going to say 35-10 Oklahoma. It's not going to be a good weekend for
That gives
Longhorns.
us a field goal, too.
Yet again. Nick Rose will miss 3 field goals this week.
Okay.
And that's all the time we have tonight, folks. Thanks for sticking with us on your Monday night. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at College Press Box. And for the best sports debate on campus, make sure you tune in to Wednesday nights at 9 for College Crossfire with host Reese Miller. He's all right. You can follow College Crossfire on Twitter at College Xfire. Amanda and I are out of here. Good night, everybody.